Alexa, turn on studio. If you've been with this channel since the very beginning, you will have noticed one consistent thing, and it is, well, the constant nature of change. Our studio set has changed 4 times over the course of the last 2.5 years, and here's the thing. It's happening again. This is the last time you will see me here in this studio. Well, the last time in person. We probably still have a backlog of videos that'll be edited and continue to go up, but everything is changing once again. I feel like I've done this 1, 2, 3 too many times. We are breaking down the studio, and we will change and innovate and come up with new things next time and just continue doing our best. Once again, into the dark. This is such a massive tripod. The studio is being broken down. We are closer and closer to
what are you doing?
Hitting the road. What do you think? Are you excited?
Nervous something will fall through. That's the biggest thing on my mind, but also really excited to actually have a set of keys in my hand.
Yeah, it's a big step, but we both think it's the right one. We think it's going to be really good to have a permanent space, to have a spot where we can start developing a studio and start moving forward. Shira's full-time with me on Quackalope.
Yep.
We have Devin helping us out. Big changes, but I think we're headed in the right direction. It's been the story of Quackalope from the very beginning. We take risks, we jump off a cliff, we see what happens, and so far...
Let our wings catch us, because we got these strong duck wings on our back.
No, we just keep hitting branches on the way down, and they're slowing our fall. Alright, we're almost broken down. We're going to move this all into the car. It's about 3 a.m., and we've got to get back to Cleveland tomorrow. Why do we always do this? Why is it always a, hey, it's middle of the night, we have to get back literally tomorrow? But no, we're gonna go ahead and pack the studio up into the car. It's basically the only thing we're bringing to the new place up in Cleveland. We sign documents tomorrow, and then we move in and we start, well, doing this again. Now let me explain. I'm moving up to Cleveland with Shira right near Board Game Co. to continue doing Quackalope. This has been my full-time thing for the better part of a year now, and I love everything I get to do. And this will be a great opportunity to be more stable, to have a more consistent game group, and to finally continue digging into what this channel is all about. Getting together with friends, covering board games, talking about the hobby, and going deep into some of our favorite elements of this space. But, like I said, this is the 5th time now that I will be shifting and changing studios. I started the channel in a friend's apartment where I was setting up in the living room and breaking down every video I wanted to make. It was scrappy, and I filmed everything while on my knees so that I'd be presenting and talking to the camera exactly how I wanted to. It was a good experience, but it was hard. I then moved over into my first apartment as an individual, my first single apartment over on Capitol Hill. I dedicated the bedroom space, it was a 1-bedroom, to be our studio, set up, and started producing, well, the very first original core Quackalope videos. Started hosting friends, inviting people to come over, and I slept on a couch, a little pull-out twin, as opposed to making room for, well, studio. I wanted this to be our thing. Where's the light best for me? Here we are. Shira's taking a little bit of a rest. It's currently 4:30 a.m. I am getting basically the entirety of the studio packed up into the car, and then I'm gonna go wake her up, grab the puppy, and we're gonna hit the road back to Cleveland. We're both exhausted, but tomorrow's gonna be such a cool day because we're gonna get to explore our space for the very first time. Oh no.
So we made it back to Cleveland. Jesse
If I
is
get into the sun,
very
she can't film
grouchy.
me. I'm so sleepy.
He is. He just slept for the past 3 hours while I drove. Ooh, that is bright. That has to auto adjust.
It's not going to.
No?
No, it's not
Oh,
going to.
well then. We just very bright.
Strategically, correct answer. Doors open still. If I make it to the sun, it's not in the vlog. So,
Not on video.
So reason number one that we are moving up here and not, just reason number one that we're actually moving is that we are going to be saving about 10 hours a week on this nonsense drive between Maryland and Cleveland. We keep doing this drive, like this sprint up and down to go down there and film, play some board games, do this type of work, and then back up here to, well, be with you, spend Shabbat, play games with Alex, collaborate. There's just a ton of stuff that's, split between the two areas. And getting the studio up here in Cleveland makes it so that we don't have to do, this midnight run, because you've seen this a few times now, where we're just exhausted and beat, and it takes a whole day, honestly. Shira!
To see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
One of the last times you're gonna have to be in this dreaded apartment hallway.
No, it's not one of the last times. We still have a whole move to do.
After that, the world shut down. I filmed a very, very emotional and somber video that is about the opposite of the tonality in this one. It was painful and hurt and full of fear and apprehension because no one, myself included, knew what was going to be next. I was losing all of the contract work possible. Basically, my other career was put on hold, and I left Washington, D.C. within a 2-month period and moved back down to Kentucky, where I filmed in my dad's house. I lived at my dad's house for the better part of a year, and that was the next stage of Quackalope. That's where I met Max and Sean. That's where Table Knots and Markham Family Gaming were birthed. That's when I started connecting with people like Board Game Co. and really where the channel took off, where we grew to be what we are now. And then about 7 months ago, I moved here to Maryland and we started this stage. Now, this stage has been punctuated with road trips and travel and the world starting to open back up and conventions as of late. And this stage has been punctuated with me going to Board Game Co.'s house to spend Shabbat, to play games, to relax and enjoy our hobby. And then eventually, it spread to me stealing Shira and bringing her with me. And now she's become a core foundation, a part of this channel, and someone who I am excited to continue working on and moving this project forward with. And I know some of you have questions. What is Jan going to do? What are his plans? Is he following us to Cleveland? And we'll have him on the channel here in just a bit to talk to you about what his plans are and why we're sort of making this transition. It's something that all of us agreed was the right step forward. The car is packed to the brim. We are back in Cleveland doing the steps it takes to get a place. So Shira's on the way to the library. She's going to meet with I think it's the agent, right?
We are going to meet with the representative of the title agency where we sign closing papers and hopefully close today by 5 p.m. Apparently that's the time.
Yeah, that's the hope, and then we'll be able to take you all through a tour of the new place, show off the new studio. Now, just in case you're curious, Shira is getting the place. She saved quite a bit before we met, was in a position where she was already applying for houses, and I helped put a little bit of savings and push her across the line. Yeah. And so that's kind of the stage we're at. We're both very excited.
We couldn't have done it without each other. We each provided vital pieces of the puzzle.
I provided emotional support and encouragement.
Yeah. All right, now.
All right, we just got done at the library. How are you feeling?
I wanted to do the segment in front of the house. You're gonna let everything fall. I'm feeling so excited and nervous. The next 3 hours are gonna go by so slowly. You know what? We're gonna pick a movie. You wanted to watch one of those cool movies. We're gonna watch a movie. excited. I can't believe it.
This was the 4th studio. And now we're on the road again. Tonight I'm going to be packing up the lights, getting the cameras all in storage, and we are driving to Cleveland. We just got done filming all of the B-roll for our Origins haul. And yeah, it's time to hit the road. It's time to check out the next stage of our adventure. It's time to continue pushing and diving into what we're doing here on the channel. I'm so incredibly grateful for you, the audience. I'm incredibly grateful for the publishers and the fans and the community and the friends that have supported us along the way. I can't wait to do more collaborative work with Board Game Co. I can't wait to have people come visit us at our house to spend time and stay over and play games and be featured here on the channel. I can't wait to road trip more and adventure more and do everything that we've been doing. I hope you all are enjoying it. I hope you're ready for this ride and this experience, because the next stage is going to be better than all the last. We have massive plans and our team is expanding to accommodate for all the things we want to accomplish here at Quackalope. But ultimately, the goal, our main driving force, is you. What we want to do is play games, have special moments, share those experiences with you, and help you find and play games with you and your gaming group. That's the goal. So, I'm excited. This is not a bittersweet breakdown. This is not a sorrowful what's next type of moment. This is an excited phase. I cannot wait to share with you and grow with you and just begin, right? Just begin again. We're over 30,000 subscribers. How freaking insane is that?
You ready?
Well, she told me to vlog this.
Ready?
Go ahead.
It's our house. It's so empty and echoey. Dining room, natural light, all the nooks they left. 3-season room. Need key still. Alright, side door, back door, front door.
We're not really sure how this whole vlog thing's working yet. Honestly, we were supposed to be doing a lot of stuff all day. We're gonna start doing like little segments about home repair and fixing things and moving in and all of that. But right now,
we're having our first meal.
we're both
in our
hungry.
home.
We're both hungry. We're having our first meal. We got our first packages in from Amazon, which was exciting. They actually delivered them to us. This is the only piece of furniture we have right now because
no, we have 2 chairs out there.
Because the last homeowners left them here. And yeah, everything else, we'll do a home tour at some point, but everything else is a carload of board games and, well, a kitchen place where we're having food. So yeah, we'll let you know how things progress. So Ash is seeing the house for the first time. Asher! Good girl. What do you think? What do you think? Huh? Hi. 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 Ash, come on. Let's go see. So the question remains that I'm sure a lot of you are asking, what's going on with this guy?
Ah, with me.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Hi.
I mean, I'm going to Cleveland.
You are going
this
to Cleveland.
This whole vlog is about the fact that I am moving up there with
Yes.
Shira, close to Board Game Co., sort of starting the next phase of Quackalope, which is interesting because over the course of 2.5 years, we have had 4 different freaking studios.
And this is going to be what, number 5?
This is either 4 or 5. I think this is number 4.
Well, are you counting the first one that you did in your friend's?
Yes.
That would be a studio too?
That one, DC, Kentucky,
Here, 5.
This is number 5.
Yeah, it's gonna be number 5.
Which just goes to speak about how weird my life has been over the last 2.5 years.
It's constantly shifting, man.
But along that process, one of the things that I've been the most grateful for is the fact that we connected, became friends, and have gone on this journey a bit together.
Yeah.
And people have watched that. So
2 years almost.
they want to know, why am I moving up there? And what are the plans with you?
Yeah, so something interesting happened along the way in these, what was it, like 6 months that we
I think it's been
lived.
longer. It's been about 8 maybe.
Yeah, that when we moved in here. And the thing was that back in the day when I was pursuing something that I wanted, I remember that I took a step back when it was too early to do so. And that was with my band. And I told myself that I would never allow myself to say no to an opportunity, even if I'm not 100% sure what it's going to be. I need to give it like some level of my all to it. And that's what happened with Quackalope. Like I've always enjoyed doing videos with Jesse, and I've always like enjoyed sitting down and doing
together.
Exactly. That's like always been the driving factor. But I had never really been in love with the idea of content creation in itself, right?
Yeah,
like
the whole dirty behind the scenes stuff.
That whole like that idea as a profession was not something that I was familiar with. But instead of saying like, oh no, I wanted to kind of literally jump in, not even put a toe in, just like jump in finally after so many, months and years of us talking about this and see what would happen. And what ended up happening is that I kind of ended up confirming that I couldn't find what made content creation for me as an individual shine in a way that would propel me for the rest of my life. Because I see these decisions as big changes, big moves. And this just didn't, like, the more that I did it, and this is specifically when I started Quackalope, because I know that a lot of people, like, were excited about that channel, and then it suddenly kind of, like, stopped producing content.
It was a test run to get you more comfortable with solo content, which is something we were hoping to have here on this channel, and also a test run to see if there was a source or a passionate project you could work on that gave you something to start producing consistently. And after a little bit of time, you kind of petered off, and then we started having conversations where it became more and more obvious that you not only weren't enjoying kind of the content creation side of it, you just weren't enjoying a lot of the extra stuff.
Yeah.
The on-camera, play games, hang out is great, right?
Yeah.
And you're fantastic at it. But we're not a studio that can just pay you to be a handsome celebrity yet.
Well, maybe in the future. No, and like ultimately, that's what ended up happening. I just discovered that this wasn't going to be something that I wanted to just dedicate the rest of my life to. And you and I had a conversation about it after many months of kind of like both of us detecting like, oh, I wonder what's going on, but I don't think neither of us were like super sure of how to approach the conversation. And you actually were the one that broke the ice, which I really appreciated. And we just ended up deciding that, hey, like it's been amazing. Like my time in Quackalope has been absolutely fantastic, and I have all of fond memories of our time together there. And instead of kind of like putting the pressure of, oh, you have to be a co-host, you have to be this, it's more like, hey, how about we go back to a system where...
How about we're friends?
Yeah, and you just, like, you come in and you do your thing whenever you want. And
I've always, from the very beginning, advocated for everyone that's doing this, associated with Quackalope or not associated with Quackalope, to do what they enjoy.
Yeah.
Which became more difficult with you as more pressure was mounting, right? Because I kept on saying, oh, well, if you don't enjoy emails, if you don't enjoy editing, if you don't enjoy publisher relationships, if you don't enjoy filming, if
you don't enjoy doing this...
Well, but that's the issue, right? Is because we started going through things. And I was like, if you don't enjoy editing, man, just don't do editing. If you don't enjoy keeping up with the email communication, like, I'll handle that. Don't worry about that. But I started getting backed up, and we couldn't really find what you really enjoyed in it.
Because at the end of the day, apparently there wasn't much that I enjoyed of that side.
There is a lot of stuff that you enjoy. So Jan's also the type of person that loves finality to things. He wants to update people and make sure things are hard stamped, and I'm not that type of person.
You like to leave doors open.
The thing I was scared about with an update here on the channel, the thing we actually pushed back against each other quite a bit here, was how to do it in a way that didn't make the audience go, oh, he's gone forever, and it's weird to have him back on. Like, I think there's some channels where it's like, goodbye, screw you, and you never see them again. Here's the thing. I'm going to be 5 hours or so away from you. You have a car because
I do.
You know,
Got a car recently.
encouraged you to get access to a car, which is fantastic. He went on an 8-hour road trip. It was very romantic. And
By myself.
And we're going to be up right next to Board Game Co. producing content and doing this thing full time with a spare bedroom where you can come hang out and stay and an open invitation period across the board. So my hope, selfishly, whether we pay you to come up and film with us or...
Painting.
I'm just saying, whether we pay you to come up and film with us, because there's some context within which that would be reasonable, or just on your vacation days or when you want to take a little bit of a break and come out and play some games, he's still going to be on the channel.
100%. I always be the goose. Like, again, this is like the time that we spend in Quackalope has been some of the happiest times in my adulthood after my band, which is saying a lot.
And we have no intention of letting that go.
Yeah.
The question, though, is how does my career and sort of the business take a step forward at the same time allowing you to also take a step forward?
And again, honestly, one of the big reasons why I felt comfortable having the conversation with you is because I think like the channel is in great hands and you're doing something like that you're energized about. You know,
I love what I do.
Like the idea of combining all these personal updates and blogs and kind of like really, what would that be? Folding that into the general pace of content creation and Shira being like that partner for you in all that process. Like I feel it's okay for me to go like, you know what? They're gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay.
We'll see.
And this felt like the point.
We did add Devin to the team, which does mean that this could turn into just a dumpster fire.
Oh no, Devin's amazing. It's not gonna be because of Devin.
Debatable.
It's not gonna be Devin. You're awesome.
Either way,
Great.
So those of you that are watching, we're going to get back to the vlog and, you know, continue exploring and moving into a new place and setting up the new studio for the 5th time in a 2-year period.
Should be exciting.
But there's your update. We just wanted to give you some behind the scenes, let you know what the plan was for Jan. And actually, that's a reasonable question. Let's end and transition off on this note. What are your plans? What are you thinking at the moment?
I'm thinking of having a much more traditional life in that way. I want to definitely come back into more of the consumer side of board games.
Well, you maintained your job at your architecture firm as art director for the duration of us being here. So it's not like you took a giant risk, other than moving in with me, which is always risky. But no, you still have your full-time job.
Yep.
And you're pursuing that career more and more forthright?
I believe so. Like one of the things that I spoke about in the Spanish channel is that what happens if you don't have passions in your life? Is that okay? Is that not okay? What does that mean? Do you need to find one in order to live a happy life? And the response from some of the people that were watching Quackalope was, I don't have a passion either. It's okay. Like I feel happy. I do things. I find completeness in other elements in my life. And I think for now, in the next 2 or 3 years, that's what I'm going to try and be focusing on. Like, stop being so obsessed with, like, what's your passion? What are you going to die for on a hill on, you know? Like, no, I'm going to take things at a step at a time and try to just figure that out. Yes, I believe I'm going to pursue the art direction profession a little bit more. I don't know if it'll ever be involved with board games. Like, I'm 100% open to seeing if any of the friends that we've made along the way in the future or now or whenever say like, hey, Jan. Sure. Exactly. Like that'd be awesome. But currently, I think I'm gonna stay put a little bit, especially here in the DMV. Just try and figure things out a bit, and maybe make some horizontal steps and for personal betterment overall and professionally and career wise. But either way, yeah, I'm gonna keep on living, everybody, and honking, always honking and very loud.
Ridiculous.
Always loud.
Well, we love you. We support you.
Love you too,
We absolutely want the best for you. And I say that selfishly myself, but also I know there's a group of people that are watching.
Oh no, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about me.
You care about me. So all that being said, again, he loves finality. If you see any weird Facebook posts from him that are like, "You'll never see me again in the dark of night,"
I'll be disappearing forever.
Yeah. No, he'll be back a lot. Either way, thank you for watching. Back to the vlog. So we are trying to figure out how to build a studio, and if you hear, one of the first problems, it is so echoey. We already ordered a ton of sound panels to get set up, but basically...
There also is no furniture in the room or anything for it to bounce off of.
So here's the thing we're trying to figure out. This is a weird room. We have closets on one side, we have 3 not balanced windows, we have a doorway. We're trying to figure out a way to get 1 or 2 workable studio sets in here that allows us to do like gameplay and stuff like that. If you see the whole space, this is what we're working with. Is it possible? It certainly should be. Is it always a puzzle of trying to figure out what looks the best, what balances the best, and making an aesthetic YouTube design? It just doesn't work with my brain. So we're planning on repainting the walls, I think. We're also planning on setting up a table here in the center. We need to get lighting and everything and just start figuring out how it looks on camera so we can narrow down how the final brand new studio is going to look on video.
Alrighty.
So we are sitting here, Shira was here, now she's behind the camera. We are trying to figure out, you're getting way too close, so close. Flip it around, I want to see how close you are. And now you're not even focused on me anymore, you're focused on the dog. This is not, give me the camera. Okay, so we have been hanging out here trying to, well, write down notes and thoughts on what we want this studio to look like. It looks like we have about 2 angles, and once we film all this, or once we get this all built, we'll actually bring the cameras up off the ground, which is gonna be an exciting process. You may or may not see that in this video, but for now, some of the ideas we have, so we wrote down a bunch of descriptors for like what we want the space to be like. So like vintage, brass,
Bronze, wood, industrial, some playful light, some plant, dimension, some Easter eggs,
for y'all to find kind of hidden in the background.
yellow, geometric, weight/balance. And then actual items that we're kind of looking at are some little plants, some succulents, wood bench, different art pieces, a neon LED light, shelves, custom lamps.
I mean, the concept is this is the permanent studio.
And the studio is going to be completely different from
That's
our
the hope.
studio in Maryland. I mean, already you guys can see the wall is not white.
Yeah. So we're gonna be playing around with that. We're gonna be running around over the next week trying to like go to some antique shops, figure out if we can grab some pieces, and just painting and building out and getting this place ready by the end of this video, hopefully, to show you a brand new studio for the very first time. It's really exciting. So this oblong shape you see in between us is...
A rug.
Yeah, now there's a tree in the back of the car as well. A beautiful little like 8-foot Japanese maple.
Half dead Japanese maple.
If you want to see the story on that tree, swing over to a channel that's going to be in the link description of this video called Someone Going Somewhere. It might be a secret project we're working on. Besides the point, we got a rug for the studio. We got one that's aesthetically pleasing, but primarily is, what, 10 by 8 feet?
Yes,
and
which
that
our
is...
room is 13 by 14 feet, so it's not gonna fit exactly, but it's gonna get a huge middle portion of it and dampen the sound.
That is what we're getting it for. Sound dampening is one of the biggest puzzles we have to solve, from sound panels on the wall to reduce the amount of noise refracting off of everything, to the hardwood floor and even the ceiling. To get good quality sound in a controlled environment is one of the most important parts of content creation, and we haven't been perfect at it in the past. We're gonna try to do it right this time. The first stage is a nice big carpet for the floor. So we are currently, this room is so echoey, hopefully that'll be fixed by the time, but we're taping the walls and windows. We wanna do a bit of a two-tone style in here. That's the idea.
Jesse decided that he's changing his mind. He wants to do this back corner, that side light gray, that side dark gray, because one of the shots we want is into the corner, and so then you'll kind of see the line where the dark and the light split, and then that wall where we'll have a flat wall that's light gray, and the wall behind me will be a flat wall that's dark gray. Kind of give us some options when we're shooting against things.
We're trying to play around, figure out how we can set up the studio. Eventually, everything should be off the floor and onto the ceiling. That's the idea. It'll take probably way too much money and a little bit of extra time to do that. Right now, we're just gonna be using our tripods and our rigs, but once we get this space up to a point where everything's up off the ground, we should also have the flexibility to kind of change angles, move cameras around, and really, really record with a lot of freedom. That's at least the hope or the idea. So either way, we just ordered a bunch of background scenery stuff, none of which you'll see
get here before Friday.
by the time you're watching our, well, updated studio in the progress. But the wall should be painted.
All right, so we just got done finished taping, and now comes the really fun task of having to open paint cans. We are going to watch Jesse expertly do this.
We'll get a camera, that's fine.
Yeah? Let's see.
Go around the other room.
Look at that expert.
You can nearly open it.
He's getting there, folks. He said it's nearly there.
I'm not putting this in the vlog.
Why?
I'm not.
Anyways, so we had to go around all these corners and all the vents and cover up the outlets with tape. We are using frog tape. One of the videos I was watching on YouTube kind of said that this was one of the best tapes that they recommended, so we stuck with it. It's giving us pretty decent lines in another room I'm painting, and so there you have it.
So I am absolutely not taking a break from painting to vlog because my arm is tired. That is not, despite the redness in my face or the sweat in my hair, I deny all accusations. Listen, it's already dark outside. We've been painting for longer than I think I anticipated, but I think it's coming through. We're on to our second coat. Shira's doing a bit of the detail work, and yeah, I think it'll look good. It'll be a very, very different studio from anything we've had on Quackalope before. No double bookshelves, no random door in the corner. I don't know, we're trying to step it up a notch. You're gonna have to let us know if we succeed. Don't judge us until like 3 or 4 months have passed though, because there's a lot of things in the mail. Shira, how's it going? Want to say something?
And very, very warm.
Say something more.
It's interesting. You can really tell a difference once you do your second coat versus the first coat. It's such a harsh difference. I'm excited to see how the corner looks, the divide between the dark and the light, and how that looks on camera with the things that we have in the mail hung. It'll be cool.
So, painting is way harder than I think we initially signed up for. That being said, we got gray done yesterday. Come back, don't chase things with the camera. That's one of the first things you learn when you do video is don't squirrel around or you'll miss everything. We're working on the dark gray side and we have that split going on, which I actually think is gonna look good after we figure out how to get the lines straight. All I'm saying is this vlog is not going to show the final studio, not even close, but either way, it's showing the progress, showing things changing. Hopefully y'all can get behind that. Oh, and by the way, yeah, it's currently 2 a.m. Thursday night, and we're trying to get this finished so that we can film in it before Shabbat starts around 6, 7 on Friday, so that you can watch this update on Saturday. It's been a week. Is it perfect? No. Painting was a little bit harder than I think we both anticipated, but did we do it? Well, yes. So we have a very shiny and reflected dark gray surface. We have a, I think, pretty cool split here in the center, and then we have another gray over across to the other side. The hope is to legitimately have a few different looks in the studio.
You were just catching all the glare.
In the studio that we're working in. The next step is honestly to remove this ceiling light and start bringing in, well, all the gear. Now we have little odds and ends scattered over the next couple of weeks, but the main stuff, table, camera equipment, lighting, about half of that is here and ready to go.
All right, pardon my messy look. I've been working in the studio, but Jesse's catching up on some much needed sleep, so I swept the floors and then mopped, and now I just put out the rug pad and I'm about to lay out the rug. It's getting close to being almost film ready. After this, we'll probably bring in some camera equipment, set up the lights, table, chairs. We're gonna eventually start getting the stuff on the walls, but that's just gonna take some time as things come in. We've ordered a lot of things that we're really excited about that we think you'll like. All right, so just got the rug laid out, and this is what we've got so far. I think the rug actually correlates is not the right word. I think the rug actually matches pretty well. We weren't sure how it was going to look based on what we got in the store. We kind of were like, we're painting the walls gray, we're gonna find a gray rug. The main purpose is really just to dampen the sound and trying to reduce some of this atrocious echo in the room. But I'm kind of liking how it works in the room. What do you guys think?
I've been downstairs editing the vlog while Shira has been upstairs setting up the studio. And like we said, there's still so much background stuff that we gotta fill in. But
check us out. We've got a table, we've got chairs, we brought up the lamps, we've got freshly painted walls behind us, we got a little floor light, we have so many lights behind you.
Lights bouncing off of lights, little area for our camera to set, a blanket to dampen sound at the moment.
That's the biggest thing we're kind of talking about at the moment. Why are we in such bright light that shines off of all of our sweat? We've been working hard here, and you just cut me out of the picture. Hi guys! So the biggest thing is that we're trying to figure out this echo. We're about to do a test run and see how bad it is and whether we can mediate it and what we're going to do about it in the future.
It's not finished, but hopefully y'all are getting a good sense of what this studio is going to look like and getting excited about, well, what's next. All right, this is our first test run in the new studio. This is the 2-person shot. The 1-person shot's a little bit more, centered up here. I need to move these lights over. These blinds are gonna be covered before you see the final shot here, but what do you think? It sounds not quite as echoey. It's still echoey, but
we have a door wide open as well.
Not as bad. I like the lighting. It's a little bit more moody. I feel like it's a little bit more professional. Yeah. The space feels nice.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, the way we're hoping to set this up, this all should be modular. This is one of our sets. The dark gray wall is one of our sets. The light gray wall, or the windowed wall, is also potentially one of our sets. We should have a lot of flexibility within this space to hopefully create and adjust. I mean, this takes up the most room because we're diagonal shooting into the corner.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
It's a lot. I don't like how we have this curtain hanging literally on a tripod at the moment, but I want to see what this can be, and I want to get all of our stuff. We got some really cool things off of Etsy that I'm really excited about.
It's gonna be awesome. Alexa, turn on studio. So, there we have it. This is where we are. You've seen the whole journey from, well, leaving Maryland all the way to trying to get this set up. I'm pretty excited about it. We still have echo. We still have some things on the way. We've been talking about that. Yeah. But we're at the point where we're gonna start producing videos here, assuming, of course, this one sounds okay.
I'm so curious about the light and everything.
I hope you all have enjoyed the vlog. We're enjoying making them. Hopefully you all are enjoying kind of being on this trip and experiencing them with us. Any final notes? Any final notes?
I mean, this has been a process. Literally, like, boxes are coming to the door and we're opening them and we're like, oh, this goes in the studio, let's go install it right away so we can show you guys. We're very excited to be sharing this journey, and there's so much more to come, and I can't wait.
Yeah. Either way, thanks for being here. We know you all are, you always just stick with us. So, with that being said, I think we're gonna go ahead and film our very first video in the studio, kind of the unveil to the people that don't watch the vlog, which, madness, I know. We're gonna be doing, as our collections start merging together,
5 games we're keeping, 5 games we're culling.
We have way too many board games, so let's go ahead and, I guess, start a video, right? Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today, we're not only in a brand new studio, we're also starting a